Yo, what's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another reaction video. We got the Chargers, know exactly what they're doing. Let's check this out. The Chargers had a huge change from last year. Signing Jim Harbaugh as the new head coach, signing Greg Roman as the new offensive coordinator, trading Keenan Allen, letting Mike Williams walk. And then I'll say the Chargers have done a good job at potentially replacing some of the pieces that they lost, because they also lost Austin Eckler as well. They signed Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins in free agency. They drafted Brendan Rice, and they drafted Lat McConkey as well. And they just signed DJ Chark, who I think is a solid third option as well. Nice deep threat. He's got great speed. So I feel like the Chargers are going to be, you know what I'm saying, somewhat decent this year. They're going to be more of a run-focused offense.
But the really big talk of this offseason has obviously been Jim Harbaugh. He made the Super Bowl as the Niners head coach over a decade ago, and he's back in the pros after winning a national championship at Michigan. He was one of the hot head coach names in the offseason, and the Chargers got it done. I just think that adding an offensive-minded
it's a perfect fit for him too.
Brandon Staley, a defensive-minded guy, is just a great move. It should not only benefit Herbert, but the entire offense, which was clearly a big focus at the draft and just this offseason in general.
When they drafted Joe Alt too, I can't forget about that. That was their first round pick.
The Chiefs
can't forget about Joe Alt.
The Chargers know that, and they're trying to load up to compete with Kansas City. Now, of course, trading your star wide receiver doesn't really help that.
And they didn't like they didn't even trade him for a first or second round pick, bro.
A long time. He had a 1,000-yard season as a rookie all the way back in 2013 when I was literally in middle school, and he had 6 1,000-yard seasons in his career and had 700 yards every year except for in 2016 when he tore his ACL. Allen has been
I was in elementary school in 2013, I believe.
Now and expensive, so the Chargers decided to trade him to the Bears for just a 4th-round pick. It also didn't help that Mike.
Bro, I don't get how the Bears keep getting away with fleecing every team they're trading with, bro. It's crazy.
Drafted a wide receiver and also did sign DJ Chark, who is far from an elite receiver, but he has back-to-back 500.
He's pretty decent.
His lone years in Detroit and Carolina, and actually had over 1,000 yards for the Jags back in 19 with Gardner Minshew. Now, Keenan Allen wasn't even the only guy now heading over to Chicago to play with Caleb Williams. Tight end Gerald Everett is too. Then LA also decided to sign 2 gingers. Tight ends.
2 gingers.
I go to church. I'm a Christian.
Yo.
Will Disley and Hayden Hurst, who could be
Hayden Hurst is decent, bro. Former Raven. You know, he was pretty good for us, especially in that 2019 season. But he hasn't really done much since.
Likely more of the replacement for Everett. They play a lot more similar. Now, he is probably a better blocker than Everett. New Chargers offensive coordinator Greg Roman, who, by the way, everybody absolutely loves in Baltimore, was obviously Jim.
No, we don't love him in Baltimore, bro. Don't cap, bro. We don't love him anymore. He was only good for the 2019 season. We do not fuck with Greg Roman over here.
In Baltimore, and GM Joe Horitz was on the Ravens coaching staff.
These niggas turn into the Los Angeles Ravens, bro.
At all. And it's worth mentioning that even past the Roman and Horitz connection, there's obviously Jim and John Harbaugh too. Austin Eckler left for my Commanders in free agency, and so the Chargers had to add at running back and basically just took the Ravens running back room. Touchdown machine.
Hey, we still got an elite running back room. Don't get it twisted, bro, because we signed Derrick Henry, you know what I'm saying? Keaton Mitchell, we got Justice Hill. Like, bro, we gonna be straight. It want a huge loss because JK could never stay healthy.
J.K. Dobbins to a 1-year deal. Remember, he had that good 800-yard season in 2020 as a rookie, even though he wasn't even starting. He's had some serious injury issues since, though. Tore his ACL in 2021, and now he's fresh off of an Achilles tear last season. I'm just really hoping he can actually
not for real,
healthy.
bro.
They did also sign Bradley Bozeman, who's a great center from Carolina, and will be good in LA if he plays.
And he's a former Baltimore Raven as well.
Joe Alt at tackle, which is great, but Corey Linsley has been the guy at center for a long time, and it still feels like there's a really good chance that he retires post June 1st. The Chargers offseason wasn't very flashy, but I think they filled holes that they needed to and made a lot of smart moves, and that carried over to the draft. The Chargers had 9 picks at the draft, including the 5th overall pick. Every receiver except for Marvin Harrison Jr. was still on the board, but the Chargers decided to go with offensive tackle Joe.
I thought they were going with Malik Neighbors, bro.
I know, but he was so good at Notre Dame. He started there as an offensive tackle and tight end, ended up being an All-American in his last 2 years in South Bend, including unanimously last season. This is a guy, he's got football in his blood. His dad, John, played 179 games for the Chiefs at tackle from 1984 to 96. He's in the Team Hall of Fame and was a 2-time Pro Bowler. This is just an athletic family too. His brother Mark has even played 20 games in the NHL. Joe Alt is just really good, and I think he's going to be great at tackle for the Chargers. I don't think anyone disagrees with that, but a lot of fans and people in general thought they should have gone receiver there, which I understand, but still, the Chargers didn't.
And the one thing I think the reason why they didn't go receiver in the first round is because of the new regime that came in. They're probably going to be a more run-focused offense, like I said before. That's exactly why they didn't draft the receiver in the first round.
Over that position, they actually drafted 3 wide receivers, even if 2 of them were in the 7th round. The other was 34th overall, Ladd McConkey out of
Who was the third guy?
This was a super heavy wide receiver draft, especially at the top. A lot of guys went before McConkey, but look, he was really damn good in college. Scout guy in 2020, and then of course went on to win back-to-back.
I called him the best kept secret in this draft class, bro, for a reason.
50 yards and 5 touchdowns in 21, and then had the best season of his collegiate career in 2022. 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. Last season, he did miss a good bit with injuries, but he still had almost 500 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Chargers needed a wide receiver, and no, they didn't take one at 5, but they did get a stud in McConkey.
Yeah, because he was. I thought he was going to go in the first round. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
Josh Palmer and Quentin Johnston, the 1st round pick from last year.
Oh, I forgot about Quentin
Johnston.
Johnston.
Receiver isn't much of a story, but there is some extra juice here. Starting with
Brendan Rice,
the son of Jerry Rice.
I think their receiving core is pretty decent. Damn, what the hell? What the fuck? What's that tackle, bro? Their receiving core is pretty decent, other than Quentin Johnston, who was just got some drop concerns, bro. Nigga was ass last year. But if he can fix those up.
Jim Harbaugh.
Oh shit. Okay, that's sick. That's sick. Cornelius Johnson is nice. Okay. Chargers might be decent this year.
Johnson was a 5-year guy at Michigan. Obviously, just won the national championship playing and catching passes from JJ McCarthy. He had 600 yards last season. He's been a good contributor, and his career highs in receptions, yards, and touchdowns have actually all been in different seasons. So he's just been productive. I think it's pretty cool that Harbaugh was able to take one of his guys. But like I said, Johnson wasn't the only one. He also got to take linebacker Junior Colston in the 3rd round. Since his true freshman season, when he was a freshman All-American, Colston has started every game and been 2nd team All-Big Ten twice. He ended up starting a run of 4 straight defensive guys for the Bolts. They took defensive tackle Justin Eboyi in the 4th round. He was 1st team All-SEC last season after coming off of a neck injury in 2022. He spent 5 seasons at Alabama, and let me make this very clear. I'm always for taking a defensive lineman from Bama. Those guys are always just dogs, well taught. I love to see it. Then the Chargers ended up going back-to-back cornerbacks in the 5th round. Maryland's Tareeb Still, who I actually got to see live a couple of times. Me and Darren went up to the 2021 Pinstripe Bowl at Yankee Stadium to watch UMD play Virginia Tech, where I was a student at the time. Still ended up taking a punt all the way back for a touchdown to score the first points of the game, and Tech lost 54-10. We also saw the Terps beat 54-10 at Maryland. We ended up actually vlogging that, going to 2 games in just 1 weekend. It was super crazy. The other corner was Cam Hart. Funny enough, from Maryland, he was a 5-year player at Notre Dame. He started every game for the first time last season, but did have 2 years of 10 starts before that. The last draft pick I haven't mentioned is Kamani Vidal, the stud running back from Troy. He had over 500 yards in 4 of his collegiate seasons and had 2 1,000-yard campaigns, including last year when he had an insane 297 carries for 1,661 yards and 14 touchdowns.
Could the Chargers have a three-headed monster at running back?
Player of the year. Now, I don't think the Chargers had the flashiest draft, I know, but I liked it.
But they got some key pieces that'll, you know what I'm saying, be able to contribute though.
Big drop off from the top tackles. So I really actually like the decision to take Joe Alt and then just grab Ladd McConkey in the second. That feels like it's the best option for the roster and for the future for Justin Herbert. I like the Chargers, and I really do hope they find a way to win big with Herbert here soon. And I think that Jim Harbaugh and a really good offseason is setting them up to get there.
Hey man, what do you Chargers fans think? Are y'all happy with y'all team at right now? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on my post notification, notify whenever I drop another banger video. We're on the road to 200 subs. Help me get there for more banger NFL content like this. And without further ado, I'm out. Gang!